Hi everybody, Trish Palmer here from Pellen and Palmer Specialty Hypnosis Training. So welcome to episode number 16. This one is going to give you some insight on how to do your online sessions. So hi Lynette and hi Sue, how are you this morning? Cruising along? So let's get straight into it, okay? Online sessions are actually something that when I first started doing them, it was an epic fail. And there wasn't a lot of training on it. And I was like, well, what do you do from here? And I got some really, really bad flap from some of my clients. And I was like, right, I've really got to work this out and then help others with it, because there was just nobody that was actually willing to train anyone on what the semantics is and what to do, sort of thing. Hi, Sue. So here we go. So what do you need to get started for your online sessions? So the first thing that you must have is a plan. I went into my first lot of online sessions without any kind of plan. I thought it was just going to be like same in my room, and it wasn't. That you actually need a plan. You also need a really good internet connection. There's no point in having an online session where your internet is flim-flammy sort of thing, so you need a really good internet connection. You also need some programs where they will connect to the internet appropriately. I highly recommend Zoom as a service. I don't recommend FaceTime. Skype is something that's been a bit flim-flammy for myself because I'm in a more country area. So Zoom has always been very, very reliable, and I've absolutely loved it. Also, what you need is laptop, headphones, and a microphone. So if you have a laptop, ensure that it's one of those laptops that's actually quite good. There's heaps of people out there going out and buying those laptops for like $400 and $500 from Harvey Norman, and then going, oh, it doesn't really work properly. And it's like, well, that's why, because it doesn't have the integrated system on it appropriate. You can also do it from your PC if you want. Just ensure that it is a PC that will run proper graphics and proper audio. When you get your set of headphones, you can always use your headphones from your smartphone or something like that. They are fantastic. And if you're going to invest in a microphone, make sure you get a half decent one. The microphones that are like $30 and $40 are pretty good, but at the end of the day, they do have like a rustling sound to them. So ensure that you have a really good microphone. When you're offering online sessions as well, are you going to offer a premium service? And I'll talk about that at the end of the video. So first, I'd like to tell you about our modern mentoring. We have so many people that have supported us on this, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Within our group, we do a monthly healing session and a brainstorming session. Within the brainstorming session, we all help out each other with resources and ideas we have so that we can solve your problem for you. We give you a free script and recording each and every month, and you have access to all of our online training sessions. Our online training has hypnosis training for anxiety, depression, IBS, sleep protocols. Soon it will have menopause and pain management as well. And we also have training on how to get your website up and running, how to do your social media. We've got all sorts of stuff in there. So this is not just for hypnotherapists. This is also for anybody who's a natural healer, anybody who wants to get their service online and selling their products and things like that. You also have free access to all of our webinars as well. And we have a secret Facebook page where you can talk to us, and we can ensure that you are getting full value and that you're getting all of your questions answered. We give you access to all of our business templates, our PDFs, our ebooks, and we'll also be ensuring that you get ongoing training as well. And it's really, really wonderful having an online store where you make money whilst you're asleep. So if you want to jump on that, please click on the link below. I'll take you through a little quick tour of it, and you can jump on with all the other professionals that have realized that we need this community. Okay? So the plan, let's break that down a little bit for you, okay? So the plan when it comes to getting onto your online session is you need a plan on how you're going to assist these people online. When you're doing hypnosis and other stuff like that, you may need to anchor them. So you need to come up with an anchoring plan. Is this going to be a once-off session, or are you going to hold a series of sessions? How is that going to work? You're going to make sure that you have your plan and that you have your system set up in place. With your protocols and your programs, ensure that all of them are in PDF format so that you can email them to your client. If you have CBTs in place, which is cognitive behavioral therapy tasks, if you have them in place, ensure that they are ready to go in PDF format so that you can send it to your client, they can print it off, fill it out, and then shoot you back a photo of it. Also, are you going to specialize in a particular area? Because it's really, really good to start specializing in a service. I specialize in IBS management, anxiety and depression. And I'm not real keen on doing weight loss and stuff like that. So I'll actually refer them to other people that specialize in that area. Also, are you going to hold group sessions, and how are those group sessions going to play out? Because when you hold group sessions, you may have a heap of people that just like to talk over everybody all the time, or they like to butt in all the time, or they don't understand how the connection of the internet works. So how are your group sessions going to work, and how are you going to project all of those emails to all of those people? So choose just one plan, okay, and slowly generate from there. So if you are a menopause relief practitioner, then just stick with that for a little while until it generates into other areas and you can talk to those people. If you are a forensic healer, then stick to that for a little while until it generates into other areas, okay? There's no point in getting fluffed about this. When I first started, I remembered having what I called the case of the glitters, and that's where everything that was shiny that came along, I was like, oh, I could do that, oh, I could do that, oh, I could do that. But at the end of the day, the glitter at some stage is going to shine in your eyes and get up your nose. It's going to be quite irritating. So ensure that when you're doing your plan, just stick to one thing for now. You can definitely help more people as you go along, but you can't bombard them with all of these different options, because when you give all these different options, it leads to overwhelm, and overwhelm leads to people doing nothing. When it comes to the internet, where are you going to do your online sessions? Are you going to do them on your web page? Because you can do them from your web pages if you want to. Are you going to do them from Facebook Live? Are you going to just go Facebook Live? Are you going to have it in a group session? Are you going to do it like I do with this program that I'm using? Maybe you're going to do what's known as a Twitter chat box. Are you going to do a tweet feed or something like that? Maybe you want to do group posts where you actually say to them, right, jump in on a Zoom session or something like that, and they can all jump in on a group. Are you going to go on YouTube Live and do it via there? Because YouTube Live is actually bigger than Facebook Live, and you need to network that with all your other channels. Or are you going to do it via Zoom or Skype? Decide on just one of these options and then slowly expand from there as you become more and more fluent and more confident with the options that you have. When I first started out, I highly recommend that you just get on Facebook Live and you start talking to people, integrating with them, and then slowly move into Zoom. We now do YouTube and a few other places as well. So just slowly start somewhere, and I highly recommend that Zoom is the place to go. The equipment. Make sure your laptop is not a slow laptop, or it doesn't have all that rubbish on it that a lot of people have. They don't have pop-ups and things like that going on. When it comes to your laptop, you can actually get the web pages up and running, and you can mute conversations as well, so that when you're in session, when you're with a client, you don't get the ding from a message or something like that. So, hi Tracy, how you going, beautiful? Long time no talk. So yeah, if you've got a laptop, make sure it's not a slow grinding laptop, and that when it comes to your virus scanners and things like that, ensure that they are on sleep so that they don't pop up or they don't go, hang on, you can't connect with this person. When you get your microphone, ensure that it is one similar to a Yeti of some sort. That's YETI. Yeti microphones are fantastic, and they're probably the most expensive accessory to this saga, but they work fantastic. You can actually integrate the sound to come from the side or from the front or wherever it is that you need to come from when it comes to doing your sessions. Also ensure that you have a webcam as well. With your webcam, by all means, you can use the one on your laptop, but you probably will find that it's a bit fuzzy and very low quality, and that when you move, it'll give like this shading effect and things like that. So when I move, doesn't matter how fast I move on my camera, I'm not getting that shading effect. So ensure that you've got a webcam that is going to pick up the pixelation of you and them quite quickly. Also, another tip is check that all your equipment works beforehand. Never ever assume that it works. And you're going to have those days where the internet is just going to go, it's just going to fall over. It's as simple as that. We've all had those times, and it's usually because someone's been working on a power line or a phone line or something like that. It very rarely happens, but ensure that all your equipment works beforehand. Never ever assume that it works. So how do you run an online session? It's actually really very simple. It's just like a normal session, except that you have to have an email service in place. So you need to make sure that when you have your email service up and running, that you can email that sequence of emails to the client at the right time, and that you allow that extra time to email your client and talk to them. Your email service will include things like instructions on getting online, what your safety protocol is and your instructions towards that. So what will happen if the internet just drops out? What will happen if they do fall off the chair and things like that? Also, in your email section, make sure that you have expectations set up. What are they to expect from your service and your product? What it is that may or may not happen, and the equipment that the client will need. I highly recommend that all of my clients wear a headset. They don't have to if they don't want to, but I tell them it's more immersive if they have their own headset when they're listening to my sessions. And I also make sure that they ensure that there are no pets in the room, their phone is on flight mode, so they're not going to get any notifications in between. And if they are working in a family situation, so I had one lady who her mum actually lived with her, and I said to her, look, just ensure that your mum knows that you will be out within X amount of time, and if you're not out in that time, she's to come in and check you, sort of thing. So her mum was fine with that. Her mum ended up looking after the kids that day, and she actually took them out and then brought them back. So when it comes to your protocols and things like that, make sure your client knows what to expect and what is required. So a premium service, what is a premium service? I offer a premium service to all of my clients. I do music integration, so I actually play music. That's why I want my client to be wearing that headset. I also have a whiteboard integration as well, so that way I can get up my virtual whiteboard and I can scribble all the things that my client needs to learn about it. I also offer a community service as well. So when I do a group session online, I'll actually make a group on Facebook just for that group session and everything that's leading up to that group session. So say, for example, I do my IBS online and I'll be running a group session for that. I'll get 5 or 6 people in on it, and I will make up a secret Facebook page just for those people, and I'll make it up 2 weeks before we actually launch the IBS. And that's to start sort of networking with them, ensuring that they all know each other when they go into that IBS program, and that everybody is comfortable and ready to go. It also helps me to talk to people so that if there's any questions, I know that that person is wanting it for that particular service that I've got offered online. Part of my premium service also is that I don't do sessions via FaceTime or by a phone call. The connection just doesn't work properly. And when you're doing FaceTime, there is actually a ticking sound that just goes, and that's where the phone is actually connecting to that internet server at the main modem that everybody has is connected to, and that's what it's doing. It's all the flicking and it's catching up. So it's really, really not a good service to do on that. FaceTime also, when your client is holding up the phone, they tend to get a bit confused and discombobulated with it. Same with phone calls and stuff like that. And you really can't gauge whether they're listening or engaging with you or not via FaceTime or via the phone call. So I absolutely make sure that they do it via Zoom and that they are there, they are fully engaged and fully present in that moment. And those people who have done Zoom calls with me via their phone, I have said to them, can you please prop it up so that I can see you and you do not need to touch the phone at any stage. So we set all that up before we even get into the service. So if you have any questions, please chat to me below. I really enjoy making sure that everybody understands and is clarified on what the information is. If you'd like to book in a free modern mentoring tour, just click the link below. It only takes half an hour and we can see how we can help you get your business online and launched into the future. This modern mentoring is not just for hypnotherapists, it's for anybody who has a service and wants to get it online, wants to work out their social media, wants to get their web pages up and running. So we can help you with that. But otherwise from that, join me in next week's episode. I'm going to be talking about search engine optimization. And this is one of those things where people go, nah, I can't do it when it comes to my web page. Honestly, once you learn this stuff, it's kind of like you just set it and leave it. That's it. It's so simple to do. So you spend like 10-20 minutes setting it up and bang, it's done. You don't have to worry about it after then unless you choose to upgrade the search engine optimization wording. So join me for that. I would love to see you. That's next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. ACDT. But otherwise than that, have an awesome day, everybody, and get your sessions online. Bye-bye.